Hey there, just shooting a quick video of my Blaster Factory Han Solo Bespin model kit. This is the Denix based kit. At this point, I've removed the finish from the Denix. I picked up these polishing wheels from Amazon. They were really cheap. It was $6.99 for a bag of 50. From left to right there, it's like advertised as like 120 grit, 220 grit, 320 grit, 400 grit, and 600 grit buffing wheels. They're kind of like Scotch-Brite pads on a Dremel bit tip or bit. And I mean, they just make really quick work of the finish on the Denix. I use the light gray and the dark gray, the 600 grit and the 400 grit. And they just strip the finish right off this thing without really having any impact on the metal. I actually got the 120 grit, the yellow one, and ran it really hard into the inside of the trigger just to see if it would have any impact on the metal, and they really don't have much bearing on the metal. So I say that by saying, to say that you can use these pads to strip the finish, and you really don't run any risk of softening any edges. They don't seem to really have any impact on the metal, but they just melt the finish right off. So that was super handy. I would definitely recommend using a respirator or a tight fitting mask and some goggles, because there's a lot of stuff flying off when you're polishing these things down or stripping that finish off. And of course, once you get that finish off, you really see how pitted these things are. I mean, it's just crazy how pitted they are. But as if you looked online, you'll see everyone's very successful at sanding these things down, which is what I'll be doing next. This is the upper. You can see all that pitting in there. I went ahead and filed down the nubs where the sight pins in, and used a 82-degree 1/4 inch countersink bit with my just power drill to create the indention there to be just a little bit more like the Mauser. I'm not going to add the indentions here. I don't have the tools and I don't want to screw it up. I'll just live without it. This is the bolt that I have sanded and polished down. Looking good. I'm going to use a file and deepen those grooves a little bit and probably do the same on the hammer. These grips, there's some dark spots on the bottom. I want to darken these grips and give them a little bit of a better finish. I think I'm going to try just using some Scotch-Brite, the gray Scotch-Brite pad, or maybe 0000 steel wool, and try to remove this dark spot, and then just try using some True Oil to darken these rather than using a bit more stain. But that's basically the progress. Strip the finish with the Dremel. These little buffing pads from Amazon are cheap and fantastic. They just melt the finish right off. And yeah, later today we'll start in on the sanding and refining, which I'm sure is going to take a long time, but it's part of the fun.